Welcome back, fellow xenobiological enthusiasts. Today we will be continuing our coverage of the Asolian people. They were very much xenophiles themselves, living in a sector of space that was surprisingly filled with intelligent life. The plant-like Panaxia were allowed to flourish under the watchful eyes of Orange Nectar's Science Corps, who dreamed of a day in the future where they could share the stars with their newly uplifted friends. The Equinian Safety Supervisor has advised me to remind you that all experimenting with semi-sapient species is dangerous and should be left to them alone. Hello and welcome back. We are playing our Soli Spore Cluster. We've got lots to do. Let's see what we're going to do here. We're going to build everything here. Oh, pause for a second. Now that we're paused, let's talk a little bit how we're going to keep our roleplay focused in this. I'm going to break the three factions up into like the officials, the civilian government, the military officials, and the scientific team, as each one of them is going to have its own little pressure that it's going to use to guide the roleplay forward. Burgundy Germination is also going to sort of be a bit of an outsider because he's like the leader of the religion. At least that's the way I'm seeing it right now, because he is the Grand Herald of the Storm. After the Great Storm, Raw Eye was summoned by the Herald of the Storm and Minister of Defense Root. Goldweed would go out into the gravity front to meet them. These three were seen as the first Storm Riders and would garner an enormous amount of public acclaim due to their bravery. While the Purist and the Ministers seemed to revel in the public renown, Burgundy Germination was affected in a different way. For him, the riding of the storm was a near-death experience. The Grand Herald of the Storm would dedicate his life to scouring the galaxy for signs that the storm gods of the Great Void were as loving and inviting as the winds of their own world had always been. So the first storm here, the primary storm, the one we triggered ourselves, is basically going to be an extraordinarily important religious point in time. The three leaders who sort of rode the storm are going to be significant in the pressure that they put on our society, that being Goldweed, Burgundy Germination, and Burgundy Root. Each one of them reacted to their riding of the first storm differently. Let's just make our first little fleet adjustments here. I want to build our fleet up to 10, and I'm going to try to keep our fleet up. So Burgundy Rose is a xenophile, so he's not aggressively anti-alien, which means his primary reason for us keeping our fleets up is just so that we don't get pushed around. Also, there could be dangers in space and other things that we need a fleet for. He isn't really going to be able to get the funds he really needs in order to make his military as strong as he wants it to be. He doesn't resist the other two, but they allocate all the funds away from him because nobody in our civilization really sees external threats as being that big a deal. That could change over time, or if we get a different leader, but for now, he's going to be focused on just keeping a minimum fleet up, and also he's going to make sure that if our fleets aren't big, they're at least up to date and keep military tech coming in for our ships. I have decided though that I'm going to be building a fourth science ship, even though I said I wasn't going to. I just prefer to have four science ship. I just think it makes things go quicker, especially if you're not going to be doing discovery. Orange Nectar, who is the leader of the science team, he has a very unusual position because he's not one of the three great heroes, but he definitely wants to lead the science team more aggressively than Burgundy Germination would. Okay, let's decide what to do with our new colony. So this is going to be the Forge World. That's fine. We'll also build you... Oh, we do not have the money for that. That's fine. Again, we'll do this. Okay, let's sell some alloys and I think some consumer goods here. That way we can get the minerals that we need in order to buy the buildings that we're trying to buy. It's fine. Good. Let's build you a industrial district, and then we will, let's see what we got here. We want to make you a Forge World. And finally, we're going to assign our new official here, Ebony Weed. Welcome to Zatar Strand. I am super bad about not using officials at all, so I thought I would try it this time a little bit. We have no open jobs here on Zatar Strand. Another industrial district. Irasian mining base. So we are doing the Irasian mining base. Let's grab you and just have you pick this up. I feel like Burgundy Germination would be becoming extraordinarily obsessed with the idea of the Irasians' death by disease. Selective defoliants, xenology, food processing. I think we're going to take ocean ecology management. Okay, so we're on the storm trap now. So this is red cone. So red cone is definitely going to do this. We're not passing it up. That's silly. Too dangerous. Are you kidding me? So the science team is going to be obsessed with genetics, mostly because, you know, our specific fast breeding and resiliency to strange environments is a really interesting trait, and we would like to figure out how to unlock that kind of trait in others. And orange nectar would especially be attracted to the Panaxilla because they're also plants. Storm released. So we have just released a new storm. Okay, storm dampening generators and cosmic storms negative effects reduced by 10%. Awesome. It is a magnetic storm. Please, please tell me that it's not going to stay around for too long. It is here. Here. That's not too bad. It doesn't even seem like it's coming towards us. It must be going off the map that way, which is pretty ideal, to be honest. Looks like it's going to miss Solia, but hit Rasnum. Okay, we upgraded. So we've discovered this automated dreadnought. They are fiends to test our faith. Okay, now that we know this exists, we are not going in there. Yeah, that's fine. This is fine. And our first two factions are the Alliance of Faith and Value and the Alien Tolerance Forum. So Xenophile and Spiritualist, which is what we would expect, right? The Asolian science team was relatively politically neutral during the early days of space exploration. The Grand Herald of the Storm took the public and government's eyes off the exploration fleet's activities. This would change when a strange semi-organic ship was seen riding the storm raw eye. The public clamored to find out the nature of this mysterious vessel. The ship was particularly dangerous due to the fact that on its second appearance, it became clear it was empty of all life. The Minister of Science, of course, insisted it must be operated by advanced AI, but the Herald of the Storm felt it was piloted by the god of the winds of the void himself.
The spirits have
we have just learned two techs. So this is automated exploration protocols. We are going to replace that with administrative AI? Sure. Also, we have storm dampening generators. So we're going to get, I guess, armor of these three. Planetary build speed wouldn't be bad. We don't need to rush that out, though. Now that we have got 4 scientists, we should be able to explore a little bit faster. There is lots of room for other aliens all around us. In the north, east, and west, but of course not in the south. That's the galactic core. Let's start with the habitability, which will help us with this world. I think we're going to do a classic interpretation of Spiritualist this time. Basically, I think that we're not going to do any robots at all. I might have mentioned that last time. Instead, our science team is basically going to lead our religion. And Burgundy Germination is basically trying to discover whether or not the storms are actually divine in space. He believes absolutely that the storms of the planet are divine because that's the ancient religion. The question is, are they divine in space? Cascading catastrophe. So we discovered life, but now we've accidentally killed the gas giant life, which is very tragic. 3 jobs. 4 jobs. We should at least try to be careful about creating too many buildings because we don't want to have unnecessary costs. So I think the ambition of the civilian government is going to be to expand to as many worlds as possible and just try basically make our species eternal. They're going to focus on trying to push us towards longer life for all of the leaders because they want to live a long time, and they want bigger and bigger populations because those populations are more or less what they use to maintain their power by winning elections, right? I was just about to set more spots when we just noticed something here. So this is an encounter. This is first contact. Let's pause. This is enigmatic spacefarers. Let's send somebody to this. I'm going to send Aquamarine Frond to figure out who this is. I think this is actual people. I think this is actual aliens. Let's take a look. Yes, it is. So somebody's down here, which means there's not really any point in you continuing this way. So I'm going to send you here. And we're going to just go on the second southern ring, just like this. Our starting empire is turning into a cute little blob. Oh, it looks like Goldweed is going to win another election. He's just going to win every election, I think. Now that they changed it so there's no randomness and it's just whoever has the best vote wins, it's really hard once a person has won a couple of elections for them to lose. We definitely have a cute little empire, but there's no way to predict which way we're going to go yet. I'm going to also colonize you right away. This is the right one, right? Yes. The colonization of the alpine world of Urichi Forest was seen as the most important first act of a new alliance between the civilian government and the military fleets. This world was selected against the objections of the science team, who feared that the indigenous Panaxala would be quickly overwhelmed by the seed swarms of the colonists. A law requiring the colonists to remain in the warm equatorial zone and a new controlled sporing system was offered as a compromise. So this situation has got me wondering, what are our neighbors? I put a bunch of my own creations into this game. About half of them are, but half the available ones are, you know, the Paradox basic ones, or should I say random ones, and half of them are actual people I've used before. There's a lot of different things that I've used before. Even the people become robots or they die origin from the last expansion. And we got our ceramite metal materials. Looking at these, I think geothermal fracking is more important to us, so we're going to do that first. There's always this period at the beginning of the game where you don't know what's around you. It's actually kind of exciting. Those guys right next to us, maybe they'll be friends or maybe they'll be something terrible. I hope they're not something terrible. I do not need determined exterminators or any kind of evil synthetics. I don't want to be turned into cyborgs. I don't want any of that. And look at so we just finished Evolving Society, which will give us 40% extra unity. That's really, really useful. So we have Higher Purpose, which would make priests better. We don't have very many priests. We could do Terrestrial Sculpting, which is habitability and terraforming speed. Do Open Arms, not really useful until we know people. And immigration is okay, I guess, but trade value, yeah, we don't need that yet. I think the best one is probably Superior Colonies, so we'll do that.
System survey.
Who is this? This is Goldweed. Okay, I'm gonna make you an ambassador or a advisor. I think advisor is better. Have no housing. Please build a city. And you need to upgrade. Can you buy this? Oh, you know what else I didn't do? We absolutely did not remove the features. Feature, 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 feature. That'll get you down to the kelp. So this is ocean management. Hydroponic farms or pop growth speed first? All of these are really good. I think we need the hydroponic farms first. I think pop growth speed is more important. Hopefully we can get to genetics really quickly. I would love to get the genetic building that gives you biological pop growth. That really stacks well with the already existing budding trait that we have. Reversing deep scan polarities. So we have undone our horrible mistake. Thank goodness. And we got 6 society there. That must be quite shocking to our relatively peaceful people that we keep finding things and almost genociding them. Like those birds. And now the like special life forms that lived on the gas giant. Thankfully, we've been able to fix everything so far, but that's not always the case. Maybe someday something bad will happen that we just can't undo with our science. Let's grab building slots. Thank you. You know, I really, really, really need influence. Hopefully we finish these first contacts before the aliens. Ugh, I am not producing enough influence to do the things I want to do. So much stuff happening at once. So we found a civilization here. Interesting. We found something in the Great Wound. That is way up here in the north, just at the top of the map here. Oh, I hope our scientist gets away. Please don't die, please. So I've been condensing a lot of the exploration down by doing fast speeds on these chunks where the map is pretty consistent. We're just keeping our exploration going. Scientists, we're moving up top here towards the very top of the map right now. Like how this connects up here. Fungal emitters. So this is a fungus also being used for communication, which is similar to what we found on our planet. I think we're gonna do the special project.
Situation log updated.
Everybody seems to be getting the work done. We've had another encounter.
Spaceborne creature encountered.
So this needs a envoy, and also they need an envoy here. Good. Great. Oh, good, because we could use a big influx of influence. So this is going to add a hidden world. So this is a space station on Zotar Strand. This will be an archaeological site. I feel like Burgundy Germination is starting to get a little bit obsessed with the Erasians. I'd like to get that done quickly. You know, I think a bit of a concession to the civilian government who want to expand quickly but safely, trying to figure out what the disease that killed them was like. I'm more interested in expanding west right now than up north. Oh, they're humans! And they're receptive, yes! They're receptive.
System survey
This
complete.
is a administration. I think we are going to take... Both of these are good. Let's take the miniature containment field. I think we need the research more than we need the ship upgrade, because this genome mapping, new research, genetic healthcare is very good for us. Do climate control. I always forget that you can remove blockers while you're colonizing now. I'm gonna get the genetic healthcare because that can really help us grow fast because we have that natural budding. And it's only 5%, but still. Following the fungi.
Special
so
project complete. Situation
let's
log
see.
updated.
It's not anywhere we can see here. Let's just take out. Oh, it's got to be. No. Oh, yeah, it's right there. Okay. So we finished our colonization here. Let's build you a city district and dancers. And then I think this is going to be... Actually, let's build this before we build the dancers, because this is going to be a tech world. And tech world gives us researcher upkeep minus 20%, which is pretty awesome. So do we pull this lever? Is it more dangerous to let the machine stay in its current state or try to turn it off with the lever just to see what happens? I think we pull the lever. Energy spike. So Zobeer has gained a wormhole. Very good. That's cool. I find in most games that the wormholes aren't really that useful because you don't get them until like late early game, and by that point they're oftentimes just blocked up by empires which are spread out everywhere. It's not always like that, and that event usually creates some pretty close wormholes, so hopefully we actually get the ability to travel quickly, because that would be a nice early boon.
Blocker cleared.
The storm though, that storm is still pounding us, and it has been there for like a decade and a half now. Geothermal fracking. So we do mining station output. You could do planetary build speed. One of these two. This is faster. Crystal growths. Curious edible, you say? I think it's just too cool to get the food in space, so we're gonna grab the food in space. Especially since Burgundy Germination is a gourmet chef. 3. So all 3 of these. All 3 of them. That's... Okay. 3 pre-FDLs right next to each other. That's actually kind of hilarious. Do you know what isn't hilarious, though? The fact that every single one of my colonies is covered in devastation because of this endless storm. These people, they must be thinking twice about giving all the power inside of our nation to the Storm Riders, those 3 wonderful heroes from the beginning, because this storm is not turning out to be a boon. This storm is turning out to be something else entirely. All right, Omega aliens, we have figured out that it is the space cows, the Tiyanki, whatever they are, Tiyanki. It's great.
An alien
30
empire
extra
now
influence,
speaks to us in the
nice.
language of the divine.
We should now be able to grab the last one of these that we're not working on, this one. Get in
System
there, green
survey
bulb, do your
complete.
work, thank you. You and the rest of the Envoy team have been just doing an excellent job of getting us the influence we need by meeting all of these aliens. We have found the Tianki, those void clouds up top, and just a whole bunch of other stuff, and thank goodness, because we have so many stars to cover. It's actually kind of crazy. I don't know. We may be growing a bit bigger than we should. Maybe we should be closing our borders. No. Genetic healthcare, what's next? Hydroponics. We've been waiting for that for a while. Special project completed, so we get some society research. Ooh, and we get living metal. That's cool. Let's do miniaturization. I think we're gonna do shields next. It's been a while since we've given Burgundy Root in the military any love. Okay, so you have 3 jobs, you have 2 jobs. You have 0 jobs. Okay. Say we build you more alloys. We can afford it, so that's fine. In the tech world here, there's still 2 jobs. It's the most important 2 jobs. The scientists. Let's build you Storm Summoning Theater now. Is that true? Yeah, I think that's true.
An alien empire now
We wish
speaks
for
to us
nothing
in the
but to be
language of
friends,
the
humans. So
divine.
this is the Human League. They are Federation builders. They're xenophile and egalitarian. We shouldn't have too many problems with them. It's given us a bunch of extra influence. So you, Grey Cone, will make you a roamer. So let's find the human capital here, or what we are aware of. We're going to establish an embassy, and then we're going to improve relations. Aquamine Frond, the person who learned their language, is also going to be the person who will be our permanent ambassador. Hopefully when they decide to form that federation they want to form, they're going to absolutely include us. Okay, good. Here, what is this? So this is the Zeta aliens. So this is the cloud, the void cloud. So this is who almost killed our guy. All right. If we go too all in on these humans, we are going to have no influence. And I don't know. We can't explore that fast either. We're just not good enough at exploration to be able to get influence from meeting people very much. We're getting a little unlucky too. Like, we haven't seen very many of the ships of the independent stations, and those independent stations are really important when it comes to getting that extra bonus influence. Yeah, it's getting tough. I don't know how we're going to continue to expand if we can't get influence. Okay, who's this? Oh, it looks like it is the Zuracorp. Nice to meet you, Zuracorp. Though, to be fair, I have absolutely no idea if we're going to ever use your services. What's this? Hydroponic farm. Good. Starbase capacity. Fleet limit. Xenolinguistics. Okay, so first thing we need to do is grab this. Here, 0G refineries. Nice. Let's take railguns. Is it railguns? That's too long. Take long range mineral scanners, I guess. Mountain in the skies. If Zatar Strand ever makes any mines, this will be good. They probably won't. I mean, I suppose theoretically I could have changed them so that they're a mining world, but that doesn't really make any sense. We continue to expand, we continue to explore. I think we're looking pretty good. It's not that, it's still really early in the game. Once we get to a point where everything's under control with our exploration and we're getting less quick anomaly successes, I'm probably going to start running on very fast. I've been keeping it just to fast for now so that I can easily cut out all the anomaly screens. For now, everybody's working. Hopefully our devastation is going to start cleaning up. 0 housing. Let's build the Capitol building. You want a trade agreement? They learn 2, 5, and 2, and they can learn 4, 6, and 2. That's fine. Let's just make sure you do what you're supposed to do here. Research projects and system. Thank you so much.
System survey complete. Incoming
Hopefully now
transmission.
that the storm is finally over, our things are going to start getting back up to where we need them. It's a commercial pack. We will agree to that. What is
Incoming
this?
transmission.
This is... So evasiveness is faster. Prospector. I think we're going to take Prospector with Orange Nectar. This is... I'm going to agree to this. Migration Treaty, I think. Yes, that's fine.
Anomaly found. Incoming transmission.
And Defensive Treaty. This is going to screw badly with our influence, but that's fine. That's fine. We'll get some of it back when they eventually form that federation that you know they're going to form. I mean, they want it so bad, right?
Construction complete.
Here's what we got here. This is mystical. We'll leave that be. Still 3 down here. Still catching up here. We're doing better, though. Got 1 job. I say we build maybe 1 mining district here. No, that doesn't make any sense. I guess we can afford to build another one, right? Yeah. Going to here. Planetary administration, that's fine. And on the tech world, you still got 2 jobs. Everything seems pretty fine here too. So let's just keep going. Special project completed. Nice.
Special
so
project
that's gonna be a
complete.
good, ooh, look at that. What a nice
The
little
spirits
pile
have granted
of
us new wisdom.
artifacts we got there. Send out the call. Of course, we can always use more influence. And we're going to do xenolinguistics of our choices here. Naval capacity. I think we're going to get the climate network just because we want that done fast. You are supposed to be building mining stations and then building a starbase. Excellent. Very good. And I'm starting to feel like now that the storm is over, it might be time to bring this second episode to an end.
Complete.
I'm going to just build up this gun battery station with a hydroponics bay. So now we've placed our gun batteries and the hydroponics bays there, and I think it's time to just come to an end. So we're finally getting rid of the devastation. The storm is gone. Things are okay. I think overall things are okay. Hopefully we're going to get to move forward real fast. Our technology position right now is improved deflectors soon, climate control 14 months, and then mining output in 31 months. It's pretty good. We got a decent amount of influence, so we're not gaining much anymore. We're pretty good friends with the humans. I think we're going to call that the end of this episode. Next time we're going to continue down the path we're going on. Everybody's still on all their same positions. The government hasn't changed at all, which means we're going to continue to push towards habitation, potentially habitable ocean world. So we're going to go after this, and then we're going to go after this. You, I guess, can move this way, right? So up, down, past here, over to there, I think. Yep. All right. Thanks for watching. Hope you join me next time. Goodbye for now.